Hi, everyone. So thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Jeff Abel. As we said, I'm Vice President for Local Program Development with Special Olympics Maryland. I've gotten to meet some of you out on the tennis court when I'm doing coaches trainings and certainly enjoy getting on the court with our athletes. And I'm looking forward to working with you and your students in a different capacity through youth leadership summits as well. Slide. So youth leadership summits, we did one a few years ago, and we're going to continue to do them coming this winter, but they'll bring together students with and without disabilities at the regional and state level. And through workshops and trainings, we're going to take part in interactive experience that cultivate skills to be leaders for your school. But the whole idea is bringing students together from different schools, share different perspectives, and work together to promote more inclusive environments in their schools and in their communities. Slide. So as you start to consider students who might be interested in attending our youth leadership summits, I wanted to highlight some things that would identify great summit teams. So typically your summit team would be made up of one student with a disability and one without, so unified experience. We certainly would not disclose that information to attendees who has the disability and who does not, but we do want to make this a unified opportunity. This is a great opportunity to reach students off the playing field. While we know there's probably some student athletes in your program that would be really interested in attending, you might want to consider engaging students who aren't involved through sports, but do want to make a difference in their schools. The last one that I would highlight is that in terms of sustainability for our program and for your program, we would look to have 1 to 2 years left in high school. So traditionally sophomores or juniors, but obviously, you know, some of our students might be not sophomores, juniors looking for, you know, high school completion. And so obviously older students would be fine. And we're going to let you identify the students. We're not going to have an application through Special Olympics Maryland. We can certainly provide those resources, but we would look to you to identify the students the student team who you think would work best. Slide. And the summit map. So this is how we get to those leadership summits. I would ask that so that students can get the most out of the experience, to consider students who can actively participate in all 4 of these segments as they're going through them. So we start out with base camp. Obviously, in a virtual environment, it doesn't lend itself to an all-day virtual leadership conference. And so in order to shorten the summit, we're going to have a base camp experience where they're doing some independent learning and reflection in preparation for the summit on topics like exploring leadership, considering themselves as leaders and their leadership styles, and inclusive leadership. As they do that preparation, they're getting ready for the summit, which would be a regional meeting of student leaders where we are putting into action some of the topics that are covered in base camp. So we're going to be doing things with public speaking, group facilitation, how to lead effective meetings for those unified clubs that will be started, conflict management, project planning, and then identifying a practicum project where they can implement back in their own school community some of the things that they've learned to promote more inclusive environments. While they're working on that practicum project, there's going to be base touches with Special Olympics Maryland staff members where we can provide feedback, offer ideas, and affirm their progress as they're going through this practicum project. And finally, that free solo, keeping with the summit mountain climbing theme, where we're going to be looking for them to work collaboratively with their unified teams and clubs to lead a project, putting into practice what was learned. Ideally, this is going to help you fulfill that whole school engagement component and maybe your youth leadership component as well. Slide. And all of this is in preparation to build the framework for a statewide leadership council that we're looking to 21-22 school year. So the youth leadership council members must have previously attended a youth summit, so that might sway your decision on who you might send to this year's leadership summit. Again, it will be a unified experience. We're going to meet regularly as a youth leadership council, and then these individuals will help us plan youth summits, serve as coaches and facilitators for the upcoming youth summits, and assist with practicum projects as they come together. So we're really excited to unroll this, and as I said, very much looking forward to working with you and your student athletes and your student leaders as we kick off our youth summit. So thanks so much, and that closes me out, Veronica.